Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I will be reviewing the Transformers Evil Decepticons. More than meets the eye, Megatron Hiss tank with Baroness. This is another Transformers crossover video with, well, obviously G.I. Joe. And then on the top of the box, 1, 2. And then on the back of the box, transforms in 28 steps. They decided to put a sticker on here. It kind of annoys me, but hey, it's on the back of the box, not on the front. And right there, collaboration, and Baroness can ride up in the, well, front of the tank. I do believe this is more accurate to the original Hiss tank colors. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll probably put a picture just to compare. But I do wish they had gone with the comics, as if I remember right. In the comics, Shockwave became a tank, and I think it would have been cooler in some ways if they had decided to do it as Shockwave. But whatever. So let's go ahead and get him opened up. Okay, so just like with Bumblebee, there is another box. Surveillance has detected spies scouting Cobra base. Unauthorized vehicle is identified as Subject B. Be prepared to intercept. Their sting is sharp, but we are poised to strike. Subject B, obviously Bumblebee and Sting, ha ha ha. Bumblebee, Stinger, ha. Alright, so here we have them out of the box at last. Baroness, this looks really cool, and just like with Wilkinson, I do not want to open this up. On the back, lovely artwork, and there is role, Cobra Intelligence Officer, Primary Specialty Intelligence, Secondary Specialty Fixed Wing Flight, Birthplace Classified, graduated from Student Radicalism into International Sabotage, and the ranks of Cobra. So yeah, that does look really cool, and like I said, I really don't want to open her just for this, but if I do decide to, I will do a separate review for her. And the well, backpack parts, there is the main part of the upper part of the tank. As you can see, this is a well that you can put a figure into to operate the guns, and from the looks of it, this gun, which is Megatron's fusion cannon, which is the main gun of the tank, which looks very piddly for a tank, but whatever, it's what it is. And then you can put these other two guns onto either side, like this, and then you have 3 guns on the turret. Let's take an initial look at the figure. He is pretty big, but of course he's going to be kind of big because he turns into a big old tank for standard action figures to be able to use. On the back, lots of hollowness in the legs, but considering how he probably transforms, I'm not going to hold it too much against him. We will see his alt mode and how that looks. Looks like this is actually meant to be his heel spur, probably give him extra support in his robot mode so that he doesn't fall over with the big old backpack that is likely to go on. Obviously the treads could not be actual rubber treads because just the way he transforms, so that isn't a huge gripe, although it is a little bit irksome. But if you want a Cobra tank, Hiss tank, just buy a Hiss tank. Okay, so yeah, gaps, not too big a deal because he is pretty hefty as it is. Other than that, but the main thing is the forearms, but then again, that could also be a little bit with transformation. I don't know quite yet, because I haven't transformed him yet. Now, the thing that really irks me is like, why? This is such a big figure. Why does he not have hands that rotate? Bumblebee has hands that rotate, but he doesn't. Whatever. I guess I can live with that. And then also, the pegs for his fusion cannon are right on his his hands. They're on the back of his hands. I don't know why. It can't just be on his forearm, but I guess the reason why is because if it's any higher, the shoulder guards would get in the way. So it just looks really bad in that regard. Yeah, so he doesn't necessarily feel like Megatron. I feel like that's why they should have picked a different character other than Megatron, but whatever. They decided to go with a recognizable character. It's like just like what they did with Bumblebee. And yes, just like I suspected, he is a bit of a parts former. This is supposed to be like a shield in his robot mode, and that pegs into one of his hands, forearms. I mean, I guess it looks okay. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but whatever. And in the instructions, what's weird is it does not show how to put this on. It just shows it as already on, which is weird considering that, you know, they, well, you know, they didn't put it on there and they packaged it differently. So I don't understand why they would do it like that, but whatever. But from, like I said, what it looks like, it just looks like this slots into right here. Okay, come on. Yeah, but it's supposed to go on right there. Come on. There we are. Got that put into place. And now you can see why he needs big old heel spurs, because without them, he'd probably already have toppled over. And obviously this would not look good at all sticking far out like that. So you just rotate that down. And he has a big old backpack. So he's pretty much a shell of a tank around a robot. I mean, I don't want to gripe too much, and also no ankle tilted. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I guess we can go ahead and get on to articulation and the like. Okay, so, okay, so I guess he was also mistransforming the package a little bit. It looks like these are supposed to actually be flipped down like this, and also revealing rocket launcher instead of rotate up in there, because that did make him a little boxier. Okay, so yeah, yeah, I think that's what those are supposed to be. So, okay, he doesn't look as bad now because it's a little more shapely, I guess, up there, but still, I feel like this is more of a figure where you kind of just want to have it standing in robot mode like this, I guess, and maybe have Baroness or whatever figure you want to have, standard Cobra soldier, just in the back right there operating the turret. But I feel like, just like with Bumblebee, this is meant more to look good in the vehicle mode, just like with the alternators and all that, because there's just so much armor and bits going all over the place. So let's go ahead and take off his weapons. Okay, so, well, that's interesting. Not sure what that's for, but I'm sure the instructions will reveal all. Anyway, okay, well, if that doesn't untab, his arms can go out that far, so not very far, and also the shoulders just really get in the way. You can do a full 360, you have bicep rotation, you can get about 90-degree bend at the elbow, nothing at the hands whatsoever. No hip rotation, probably due to transformation. Oh, ratchet for the legs, so you can go forward that far, back about that far. Nice stiff rotation for the knee, more than 90-degree bend, but that's also probably partly for transformation. Nothing for the feet, no articulation there. But he doesn't look too terribly bad. But yeah, definitely not my go-to for a Megatron figure, obviously. Okay, one last thing that I forgot to talk about just a little bit is his head. His head is absolutely stunning. Absolutely love the head sculpt. Looks really nice, detailed, but it's also because he is a bit bigger, so that's probably why it's also easier to see everything. But man, oh man, is it cool. And it's on a ball joint, unlike Bumblebee, which I wish they'd give him Bumblebee so he can look up that far, down about that far. And he does get a little bit of wibbly wobbly. And that's about it for that. And getting him transformed, yeah, I'd say Bumblebee's a little bit easier in some respects, but also in some ways he's a little bit easier. Yeah, let's go ahead and get down to it. And also, the reason why his arms are hollow, you'll see why later on. Although I feel like they could have engineered it a little bit better to where that wasn't necessary. But let's go ahead and flip in his heel spurs. I guess kind of flip those in, but you don't need to flip in all the way, of course. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this flipped up. And there we are. Get this out of the way. Then we want to undo this a little bit. There we are. Get that done. And then want to extend out a little past what you would think you need to do. Rotate this down because that's going to form the floor of his tank cab. Rotate out, flip down, close up. And then that's pretty much it for that part. Then want to get this kind of extended, get these, get the backpack out of the way, get these pulled out and down, get this pulled and rotate, and as you can see, he's already kind of becoming a bit of a mess. I guess we can rotate the turret around too, get that out of the way. Okay, so now I want to flip down his waist. Then we're going to just pretty much collapse his legs down, like so, if that makes any sense. And do the same on this side, collapse down, they don't tab together. And then here we have arms, just, let's see, let's set this down, tilt down, and here we have these. Let's see, okay. And then they just, now you want to line them up. Okay, come on, okay. First off, of course, make sure his arms and all that are situated to where you have the shoulders situated properly, and rotate his arms so the forearms like that. And this is the part as to why they're hollow. Go ahead and push that in. Go ahead and push that in. Come on, push in. There we are. And of course, make sure that's all lined up. And just tab together. And the reason why is so the feet slip into the forearms. That's it. That's the only reason why. They could have engineered it a little bit differently so they didn't have to have the gaps, and they could have given them articulated hands. Not articulated, well, you know what I mean. With rotation. Then just rotate that down. And as you can see, there is the inside, which is actually fairly cool. I think that's actually really cool. Granted, there's no paint, no stickers, whatever. And I'm sure repro labels will probably do something for that at some point. And then, I guess before we get to that part, let's go ahead and go back here. Just get this rotate down, clipped into place. Rotate down, clip into place. And also, his upper torso, the same part where the arms are held into place, or shoulders, just tab the treads onto the sides, pulling that into place. And here we'll see where if you don't have the shield, he'll have severe visible head syndrome. Like severe. I've noticed that there's been a few Megatrons at least that have been made that if you lose one of their accessories, whether it be a weapon or something else, he cannot transform properly into his vehicle mode or alt mode. And then this is a little bit problematic in getting it to well, slide down into place. Let's see here. Where am I? Where is it getting pinched or whatever? But okay, okay. Disconnect that real quick and just get this pressed down. There we are. I think I got it. That's the problem with him, is that you kind of want to get that in there. There we are, like that. And then the same on the other side. The shell is really annoying. I'm not even sure how I managed to get it in the first time. As you can see, it is a royal pain. And as you can see, it popped off on that side. But yeah, this is definitely more frustrating than Bumblebee's buggy roll cage coming undone. There we are, got that side. And there we are. Okay, finally got it wiggled down, inched down enough. Now let's go ahead and get this tab back into place. Tab. And tab. There we are. Tap into place, and then, and of course, pops that loose. Okay, I guess get the treads popped back into place, and let's see if we can just get. And now that popped out. Great. Of course. Okay. I guess that's what you have to do. You have to just get this stretched over the outside of his chest. There we go. That's what was messing me up. There we are. Okay. And now, press down again. And get that tabbed into place. And to have it into place. And there we pretty much have the Hiss tank done, aside from the main gun, which looks kind of piddly considering how big the tank looks. And then attach this right here. And the last step, flip that up. Not sure why. I guess it's supposed to be like, I don't know, a thing for it to tow something, if it needs to tow something. But yeah, it's pretty, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's pretty cool, but not as cool as this. Like this, and it is a lot cooler, I think. I mean, not to say his tanks aren't cool, but I feel like this just pulls it off better than this does. And if I remember right, his tanks also could rotate, at least on one of the versions my brother had a while back. I can't remember if it was original, if it was made from one of the live action ones, but the Hiss tank, it could rotate. Not just this turret right here, but considering this rotates, I mean, I guess it's not super necessary for the rest of it to rotate, but that is pretty cool. But yeah, I feel like out of the two, Bumblebee is definitely the better one. But yeah, yeah, he's okay. I honestly though, it's kind of, I will say it's a little disappointing when the best mode is the vehicle mode and the vehicle mode is okay. I think the main thing is just the gun up here, but like I said, I need to have a picture of, need to compare it real quick to like an original Hiss tank to know how accurate it is. But that's about it for the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover with Megatron and Baroness. If you like this review and you'd like to see more, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. And until next time, have a good one, everyone.